out. Of course you're doing enough. You're doing everything you can. Hello, Leo. How are you doing? Thank you for being here. Always lovely to see you. I feel like I heard Leo's answer me back. Well, it's lovely to be seen. Oh, coming right out the gate. All right, let's see what Scorpio season has in store for you. Please be sure to go watch the general reading for Scorpio season and check out your tarot scopes for your moon and rising sign also. Okay. Scorpio season. All right. It's bringing up some stuff. It wouldn't be Scorpio season if it wasn't. Bringing up things that we didn't want to talk about. You know how us Scorpios like to say things that we don't want to talk about. Four of Swords. I hope you know what we're going to talk about with that one. Judgment in reverse. And the King of Swords. Let's dive into it and we'll pull a couple more. So, Four of Swords. Funny, the first thing I saw was like, rest, 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 and more rest. Time to tap into your Lord, Lady, or Liege of Leisure. The Four of Swords is all about rest and sanctuary. Sacred rest. Rest that is deeper than just physical rest. It is about also being in a safe space. So making sure that you are in a safe space when you are resting. I even had this feeling. They give me a feeling. It's kind of like I felt it and saw it at the same time. That especially if you're in a house full of lots of people or you have children, boundaries and communicative boundaries of letting people know I'm gonna be in here doing my own thing for the next 30 minutes, 45 minutes, hour, even if you only have 15 minutes. Don't bug me unless it's an emergency. Unless someone's bleeding or dying and we gotta call 911, do not knock on the door. Set a timer on your phone, have an egg timer in your kitchen, set that to 30, 45 minutes so that, that way that the kids know, and this is like if you can leave your kids unattended, or even if you have to leave them with the other adult in your house and they just all need to know, do not bug me until this timer goes off. Okay? I think that you need something like that, Leo. And my hat. I've been trying to get this hat to do this thing. Like this. And I could have sworn I had got it to do that once, but isn't that so, like, vintage witch? Anyway, sorry. I knew you'd appreciate that. So some real rest time, like some real quality alone time, okay? Judgment in reverse. Your path of purpose. Why is there resistance to your path of purpose? Maybe because you need the safety. You need the rest. You need to be reminded of why you have certain goals in your life, why you want to do what you want to do, why you want to do what you do, or why you don't want to do what you do. When judgment comes up in reverse, and I hate the name of it, I always feel like it should be like alignment, or what's the other word? Alignment. Alignment's a good one, because it's aligning with your purpose. And when it's in reverse, there's like this resistance there. Where I feel like when it's coming up in reverse too, it means that you're seeing the signs. You know what you want to do. You know how the moves that you want to make. And for some reason, you are not trusting that it's okay to make those moves. There might be some limiting beliefs coming up, some resistance. You might be feeling like, well, is this going to work out? Is this for sure? I don't know if it's the right move. I feel like Leos can be like super planners also, and so there's a piece of this where I can just like hear you going over every possible outcome in your head, or every possible, which is interesting because it's flanked by these swords. It's flanked by these mind cards, and I just feel like your mind is just like racing with like all the possibilities of failure, more than the success, more than like what the happiness is on the other side. And that's why I feel like the King of Swords is coming up too, because the King and Queen of Swords are like masters of meditation of their mind. They do not let their mind rule them. They are the rulers. They recognize that they make the rules, not their mind. Their mind, can help, but it's not the end-all be-all. And the King has this flexibility about them also. It's like a go with the flow, but like in an air way. Like, have you ever had those dreams? Oh my god, I had one of these dreams recently, and it hasn't happened in a while, where like, if you've ever had one of these dreams, it's pretty wild, but it's kind of scary too. Because, like, if you've had these dreams where the wind just, like, you can feel the wind rush and it just, like, picks you up. And so you can fly, but you're kind of like the way a bird just has to, like, catch the wave of the wind. Like, has to catch the wind stream and can't always decide which way they want to go. They just have to, like, go with the flow of the wind. That's what it kind of feels like. Like, you're being caught by this, like, wave of air, like, whoa, lifting me off the ground, but you're not quite sure it's gonna go, so it's a little scary, but at the same time, it's like, cool, look, I'm fucking flying, I'm up here, and like, oh, this feels wild, like, but I'm afraid of the ground, but at the same time, like, I'm excited, and I wonder where it's gonna take me, and it always just, like, dies down and, like, rests you down, but you could just end up 5 miles away from where you thought you were going to be. So it does feel like if, needing to get in touch with, especially with the 4 and the King of Swords coming up, with this rest and sanctuary coming up, the sacredness of it is really getting in touch with some meditation practices, because it feels like your mind is not really always on your side of this path of purpose, because your mind is connected to your ego's trying to keep you safe, and that's really what feels like keeps coming up, is all these like safety worries, financial safety, the future safety. Is it going to work out? Is it not going to work out? Sometimes you just have to make the decision and trust that you're making the decision, and the way it works out is the way it's supposed to work out. Okay. Looking a little further, Queen of Pentacles and Knight of Wands. Lots of court cards. 1 minor arcana, 1 major arcana, and then 3 court cards. Don't see that a lot. So first it was the Queen of Pentacles. This way. First it was the Queen, and then the Knight. And again, it's like, you have all the abundance. You have all the capability. The Knight of Wands could be an Aries or a Leo. You have the drive. You have the passion. You know that you innately are aligned with your purpose. So what are you so afraid of? This very much feels like the instance where you need to jump and trust that the net will be there, or jump and build your own net, or you can start building part of a net and then jump. or recognizing where the net already is, and that if there's somebody around you saying, hey, it's cool, let go. You know, sometimes we project our own inner pressures on those around us that are trying to support us, where you might not feel like you're doing enough, and so you automatically assume that, like, your partner or your family thinks that you're not doing enough. And then you know, as soon as you express to them, like, well, do you think I'm not doing enough? They're like, no, what are you talking about? Of course you're doing enough. You're doing everything you can. They're like, oh, for some reason I just kept feeling like I wasn't doing enough. They're like, why would you feel that? I didn't say that. This is a big thing that's coming up for a lot of people right now, where we've been projecting our own insecurities on our people around us, on our partners and friends and family, and assuming that they're expecting all these things from us. But when you verbalize, like, yeah, aren't you expecting this thing from me? They're like, no. Did I say that? They're like, oh, no, I guess you didn't say that. They're like, then why? And you have very high standards, Leo. You have very high standards, and your high standards begin with yourself. That's why everyone feels like you have high standards for them. It's because you're like, hey, if you think I have high standards for you, do you have any idea what's happening inside here? The high standards I hold for myself? It's like you got to let that go a little bit. You got to let it go a little bit, trust a little more. See where you're innately powerful, where you have a strong will, you have abundance, you can attract abundance, you have drive. But make sure you're balancing it all out. You need to have some rest, some reboot. Okay? Relaxation. Recharging, refreshing. It's okay, you can do it. I'm going to pull you a Mystical Shaman Oracle card, because these are just lovely. I don't care what the shade throwers say about us tarot readers that pull Oracle cards. I love them, and I think they're the perfect little cherry on top of the reading. Ooh, I love when they drop down like that. Luminous Warrior. Look how cool he is. Luminous Warrior. Luminous Warrior, that's a good one. It's perfect for you, Leo. You are a Luminous Warrior. You are. We read the invitation since it's upright. The Luminous Warrior has no enemies in this world or the next. He is impeccable in word and deed. He focuses on his light rather than on what hides in the dark. Since he casts no shadow, he is as radiant as the sun and can transform his most terrible enemy into his ally. His power comes not from the sword, but from speaking his truth at all costs. I think you are very good at that. Speaking your truth at all costs. There's just, you know that there's a time and place to be graceful with it. And I know that you're working on that. And the Luminous Warrior is attached to the sun, which is more of a masculine energy, and you are more of a masculine sign. But there's a need to balance that. You have to balance both your solar and your lunar energies. The invitation. The Luminous Warrior reminds you it is important to focus on your power, wisdom, and beauty. What did I say? Do not be seduced by what seems wrong with you or with the world. Remember that intention follows attention. So focus on your positive traits, feed your light with more light until you feel truly empowered. Then there will be little need for action as you resolve all situations from within. See, you just need to change your focus. Stop worrying so much about what do I do, what's going to go wrong, what's going right. Fall into that a little bit more, ease into that, and the answers will arise naturally when they are supposed to, okay? I love you, Leo. Thank you so much for being here. Be sure to watch your Moon and Rising sign tarot scopes. Please like and make sure you subscribe. Hit that notification bell. And I hope to see you next time. I will see you for Sagittarius season. Okay. Bye.